Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for waiting. Just having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are going to get these matches back underway. Gentlemen, please continue.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Lautrax. Again, I am Captain Jack here with my analyst tonight, Cal. Already starting off incredibly rough for the side of the Horned Beast. It is 1-0 now against Game of Thrones. Cal, despite the losses that Game of Thrones has had, they're still going at it. What would you recommend to the Horned Beast right now to try to mess with the changes that have gone on in the Game of Thrones?
Man, Game of Thrones is on a runaway train, and Horned Beast needs to stop it somehow. I would say maybe try to get a Pharah Mercy. I think maybe a strategy, try to take care of the Game of Thrones lack of hit scan right now, at least what I've seen out of them play. Otherwise, that just teamwork is what's going to win this game. You got to find some weak points in Game of Thrones game, and I'm not seeing any right now.
It is definitely rough seeing these two Silver Division teams go at it right now. It looks like Horned Beast also having a couple new members on the team, and as we know, anytime you add new members to any team, whether it be Silver to GM, you're always going to have a little bit of growing pains. And so it just seems like right now Game of Thrones has spent the time in the last week or couple weeks really ironing out the replacements of their main tank and other people on their team, and they're making it work for them. So let's go ahead, see how they do as we move on to Route 66.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Hey guys, just by the way, it's what I was speaking on, where growing pains. I know that Horned Beast right now is having a little bit of change in teams, and I believe 4 or 5 out of their starting 6 actually are healer mains. So you might see some troubles there.
That should definitely be an interesting. It could also mean, even though they're healer mains, that their team just becomes more flexible, depending on how well they play other characters as well. So right now we see, I believe it's Wheezy did nothing now coming in on the Lucio. To make sure I was seeing that right. Too many letters squished together. All right, so Wheezy did nothing coming in as the Lucio with Amana Yuki for Game of Thrones. Mikey and Stress still on the Ryan Zarya combo with Kagura and Pika still on the Ashe and Genji. Coming in for the Horned Beast, we got Sentimental and Chibi Kitty coming on the Ryan Diva combo. Sabrix on the Pharah and McCree, and Charby and Chibiki on the Mercy and Zenyatta. Now, this is something that people continue to question, and I guess it all depends on how it works out when you use 2 off healers in a fight. Because their abilities are so strong for what you're going for, it could be possible that they end up being good, especially if your team utilizes the health packs near wherever the objective is. But if you have those teammates that are really like, I need heals all the time, like you tend to have difficulty with that. What do you think about that, Cal?
Absolutely, man. And what you lose in the healing, though, when you do this, you actually can make up for in the extra damage. Obviously, Zen's Discord Orbs and Mercy's damage boost on these hit scans can really be a big plus for Horned Beast. So we'll see if it comes out in positive.
All right, well, between Pika and Mikey right now, they are just cleaning up the Horned Beast. Payload completely uncontested right now as we hit the 3-minute mark. Looks like they'll be going ahead to gain Objective A. Chibi Kitty thinking about charging in there, but it looks like, nope, they're not. Oh no, Chibi Kitty gets in just in the nick of time, ends up getting DMAXed rather quickly though by Wheezy did nothing. Sentimental trying to charge onto the point as Mikey gets the fire strike onto Chibi Kitty. Kagura gets the dynamite on the Sabrix as Mikey takes out Sentimental, and that is going to be a payload captured. First point, 5 minutes on the clock right now. We got Sozin and Charby still around the point. Sozin just trying to get away, and Charby just it's just like completely separated from the team right now and really trying to figure out how to get away from here. Kagura and Charby now fighting Pika, going in the back line to try to help out Kagura. if Jarvie is not going to get out, and that is going to be a huge stagger for the side of Horn Beast. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Cal, what do you got?
Man, I would like to see Horn Beast right now come and change their comp out a little bit. I would like to see maybe take advantage of Game of Thrones' lack of mobility with my key on the Reinhardt and stress on the Zarya. It's really hard for those two tanks to get high ground. So I'd love to see maybe a Winston Diva take advantage of getting behind them, getting on high ground, just spamming some damage in there, just being annoying.
All right, well, it looks like they had Shibike switch over to the Zarya, so they have at least a little bit more protection for the aggressive Ryan that they're trying to pull right here. Sabrix also switching over to the Junkrat, ends up getting taken out by Mikey to start things off. Barrage coming out from Sozin as well as the Shatter from Sentimental going to go ahead and clean up a majority of Game of Thrones right there. The only one left is Amano Yuki getting chased off by their daughter. Power boosted Pharah right now, but is somehow still able to escape. I guess Mama knows best, you know? Just able to avoid those shots like it's nothing.
That's right.
3 minutes 30 seconds on the clock right now as we see Game of Thrones pushing in once again. We still see Kagura on the Ashe, and it looks like that hit scan going to come into play as Kagura takes out Sozin. Here comes the Bob out from Kagura, ends up going into a very interesting place. I don't know if that's where they were aiming for, but it is completely... Pika ended up moving Sentimental into a good position that Kagura could get some shots with Bob. Ends up taking out Sentimental. Chibikitty ends up falling to Kagura as well. And that's going to be a .2 for the side of Game of Thrones. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Cal, I mean, like you said, this train is a-rolling, and right now it's not stopping. What would you be recommending to your team if you were playing with Horn Beast right now?
Well, I'd probably say to get off the Pharah right now. Kagura is just hitting these shots. It seems like every single fight is starting out with him getting this Pharah down and protecting the res, so they're not able to get her back up in the air. And it's a lot of damage lost on the side of Horn Beast when the fight starts that way.
All right, well, it seemed like the tire coming in from Sabrix ended up getting denied by Wheezy's beat drop. The Shatter coming in from... Sentimental right there, I believe. Or no, came in from Mikey, ended up using the Fire Spec on to Sentimental right there. Here comes the Blade, along with the Graviton combo right there. Pika was able to get 2, Mikey was able to get another 2 right there. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock as the charge comes in from Sentimental, trying to take down Mikey, but it's not going to be good enough. As Mikey takes out Sentimental, Stress taking out Sabrix, and that will be a point capture of Game of Thrones right there. 3 points now here for here on Route 66. Sorry, my had a little brain fart right there, folks.
It happens to the best of us.
Trying to get out words, not working. It does happen to the best of us. Ow.
Man, first night seeing Mikey play, and boy, am I impressed with this guy. He is an incredibly aggressive Reinhardt. He is going all over the map, but his decision-making process is what's really impressing me. It looks like he's making these crazy, risky plays, but he's getting back. He's putting in the shield in the right place for him to get the healing, and he's getting half the kills on the team, it looks.
Honestly, it reminds me a lot of how I've been playing.
That's right, man.
I've been doing like the transition from console to PC, and
I say the same thing when I watch Kefri.
More console lately, just because I finally broken that like start in gold, try to climb to plat. I started in plat this season, so I'm trying to get that shiny diamond if possible. But when I moved over to PC, I found myself in a full play style, but I still have like my platinum strategy in my head. So if Mikey is coming in with a similar instinct, like knows how to play Ryan so well that they're able to kind of help their team, and of course they still got Widowfaker and they're coaching them. I mean, that might be all that's really working for them right there. It looks like Pika gonna switch over to the Mei with Kagura on the Diva. They're going for, they're doing moats.
They're doing the Mei strat. Here they go again.
Oh, not again.
We saw it last week, Jack.
Oh, man. Please not another last week.
It was brilliant, though.
but it's like, oof, it is such an oof battle to watch that go on. Wheezy did nothing, and then taking out Sozin to start things off, and Sozin coming in on the Ash. Sabrick switching over to the Reaper as well. Panel taking on the Hammond and Diva, which is an... I know I've heard them in Diva comp or in dive comps, but I haven't seen it yet. So this is going to be a first for us. Charvy coming in as the Moira and Chibiki on the Zenyatta, and it looks like they're trying to push in there, trying to get something to happen, but it looks like it's just Emax in either direction right now. Sabrick's in the back trying to get something to happen, but really they're not getting anything to... Oh, here comes the Blossom! There it is! Sabrix with the quadruple kill on the Reaper ends up taking everybody out in there except for Kagura on the Diva. Chibikitty's gonna go ahead and clean that up as ended up taking out one of the others as well. That was essentially a team kill right there for the side of Horn Beast, and it looks like they're going to be it looks like Game of Thrones pushing in once again very quickly. Payload now past Big Aerials. Here comes the Bob Blizzard combo. The Transcendence coming in from Chibiki. Up, but it does not stop the Diva Bomb coming in from Kagura. Ends up taking out Chibiki and Sabrix. Diva Bomb coming in from Sentimental ended up taking out Stressed right there. It is 4v5 on the point right now as they try to fight for control. 1 minute 53 seconds on the clock. Sentimental ends up getting DMEC by Kagura as well as getting frozen by Pika right there. Pika just doing work, ends up taking out Charby and Sentimental. Sozin following up on Pika. Wheezy following up on Chibiki as Sozin takes out Kagura after the DMEC. The minefield coming down for Chibikitty trying to take out Mikey, but thanks to the support of the healers on the side of Game of Thrones, going to be able to survive that fight. Kagura switching over to the Soldier with 1 minute 20 seconds on the clock and Payload in control of the Game of Thrones. Cal, what do you got?
Man, what I would like to see out of Horn Beast right now is a change of comp to deal with this May. Game of Thrones is playing a very cohesive comp. They're working very well together. It's going to be really hard to find a weakness. I would like to see maybe a Junkrat or a Bastion just spamming damage into the slow, all-together six-man stack right here. But we'll see if Horn...
Well, it looks like Chibikitty did switch over to the Winston, so we've got that going for them. I don't know if that's going to be enough, though, as Amana Yuki gets the deadly orb onto Chibikitty right there. Bob coming out now for Sozin, looking to get some damage. Here comes the Blizzard, though, from Pika once again. Ends up taking out Sozin as Kagura gets the Rockets D-Max Sentimental. Charby using the Coalescence to take out Pika as Transcendence coming out once again from Chibiki. Sabrix holding on to that Blossom. Here it comes! But the Shatter coming out from Mikey ends up stopping a couple on the team. Sabrix ends up taking out Stress, but Amano Yuki uses the Coalescence to take out Sabrix and Sentimental right there. Tag Visor coming out from Kagura, takes out Chibikitty and Chibiki and Charby. Triple kill right there. With 5 seconds on the clock, I do not believe Horn Beast is going to be able to continue. Pika gets the kill onto Sozin, and that is going to be a first point hold as Game of Thrones walks away with the 2-0 so far tonight on D6. Wow.
Play of the game.
Well, we know what this
Play
plays.
of the game this time around. Woo! Honestly, I was a little concerned. Felt like something was going to happen. But Sentimental being able to take care of Pika at the end of that, I feel like Pika could have just whipped around and started freezing Sabrix or toss up a wall or something, and it would have maybe stopped some of those kills from happening. But nope, Sabrix was able to do a lot to get the team moving a lot earlier than what we had seen last week. But unfortunately, Game of Thrones still able to hold that first point. Cal, what is it that you're seeing? Like, is it just one thing, or is it a whole bunch of things coming out from Game of Thrones that are really
not much on Horn Beast? They just need to change a few things. I think the Reaper is a mistake. It's really hard to get close to a Reinhardt, Zarya, May with the Reaper. You just can't get close enough to do the damage for you to be effective. and I think they need a little more healing. They're coming out with the Zen Moira, and it's super hard to heal a team with just those two. So a little more healing and a little more damage, I think, or at least long-range damage is what Horn Beast needs to beat this.
All right. Well, let's see if they can make it happen. Due to our break, I couldn't do this the first time around, but since we're waiting to switch to our third map and we are foregoing our usual halftime break, if this is your first time with us here at the Overwatch Cavalry Club, welcome. We are part of an ever-growing community of 54,000 members and climbing on Facebook. You can learn all about us in the About Us section below, as well as the button that says O.C.C. Facebook right there. If you would like to get involved in our community, there are many ways to do so. You can hit that big old subscribe button at the top. $4.99 will help support our community. Give us the ability to give you amazing prizes when we have our big events, as well as continue to fund the all time. Okay. As well as all the other amazing things we do here at OCCS. If you would like to find out other ways to get involved, you can go ahead and fill out the player and coach application. And during the halftime, I will go ahead and post up the stream team application, where if you are interested in doing something like myself, Cal, Loudtrex, Elfie, or Danks, you can get yourselves in here doing all that jazz as well. Players are from Silver through Diamond Division. Coaches are Master and Grandmaster, at least until we get enough to start making teams for them. So gotta give some love to my man Cal.
Of course,
at
man.
Tier 1 subscription.
I don't know how I wasn't already subscribed, to be honest with you, man. Just my mind.
It happens, man. It happens. But thank you so much for your support, as well as the 6 follows we've already had today. And Toby Bass, Isaiah Twitch account, Joe X Weaver, Obey Tete, A Whole Side Assault, and Avid City. I hope I said that right. So welcome all of you to our community. We hope you enjoy your time here. We're going to go ahead and throw you to our halftime, which I still believe is a trip to Paris for an Elfie. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Overwatch Cavalry Club scrims.
What is that? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Nice.
J'accepte les demandes spéciales. Que souhaitez-vous entendre? Sécurité!
What they hit do? What they hit do?
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
Alrighty, folks, thank you guys for being so patient with us. Here we are again, Game of Thrones up 2-0. We're going to see if the Horn Beast can manage to bring themselves back. And here are your casters once again, the captain of the Jacks and Cal himself. Guys, take it away.
So much, Loud Tracks. Welcome back to Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrim Silver Division tonight. We got Game of Thrones versus the Horn Beast, and right now, Game of Thrones not looking to be dethroned tonight against the Horn Beast. Cal, tell me what you feel about those first couple matches.
About those first couple matches, man, what a just solid performance out of Game of Thrones. They're really showing their cohesiveness as a team. I think all 6 of them are really complementing each other very well. And if one goes down, it seems like 2 more just come in to take the place and do his job.
It is just seeming to be incredibly difficult for the Horn Beast to find some kind of stopping force against Game of Thrones. Despite losing their main tank and one of their other players, they're still having an incredibly difficult time trying to deal with the one player that seems to be kind of the thorn in their side, if you will, and that's Pika. Like, Pika is just kind of this all-around DPS that is doing an incredible job on their team, not to mention the new main tank they have, Mikey, just showing to be incredibly aggressive right now. We will see what happen as we go into our next match, which is going to be Numbani. And as promised, here is the stream team application in the chat right there. If you follow that tiny URL, that'll take you to the Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrim's stream team application. And I say application very loosely. It's more so we get to know a little bit about you, how you know Overwatch, how you play Overwatch, what kind of positions you'd be interested in, and a couple questions by yours truly to really know where your comedy strength is. That's very important as well. So ready to go. Let's go ahead and get the show on the road as we move into map number 3, Numbani.
Numbani is a super fun map just because of all the different strategies that teams can take. Whether or not they want to go goats and just stay low ground and fight on point, or they want to go dive tanks with the Winston and the Diva, and they can take high ground, jump up and down. So I'm really excited to see whatever, I guess, Game of Thrones here is going to be starting out with. We'll see who's on attack first. I believe Game of Thrones is.
Yep, Game of Thrones is going to be on attack every time, being that red team. We would switch things up every match, but it gets so confusing when you have to swap like spectators and stuff. It's not probably how like Overwatch League or Contenders has it set up, where they can just push like one button and swap everybody. It's not as easy for us, so we tend to just keep everybody on the same sides. Let's go ahead
It's
and
all good.
see out though for the side of the Horned Beast. It looks like Sentimental and Chibi coming in on the Rhine Zarya combo once again. Sozin taking on the Widowmaker for this map, with Incubus now in as the second DPS on the Reaper, and Twitchy and Charvy in on the Ana and Lucio. For the side of Game of Thrones, we have Mikey and Sways in on the Rhine Zarya, Manayuki and Trippy Ninja on the Ana, Kagura and Pika on the Shimada Brother combo, Hanzo and Genji. So let's go ahead and see how the match is going to start out. It looks like they're going main road. They're just going to go in main. Not a doubt about it. Mikey going in, swinging, trying to take out Sentimental, trying to take out somebody. Antinade coming in from allowing Sentimental to take out Sways right there as Pika gets the kill onto Sozin. Is now 5v5. Kagura on the high ground, slept by Twitchy and kind of out of position, not able to help the team out right now. Now back into the fight, trying to get some damage into the backline, trying to take out one of the healers right there, but not looking to land many of the shots, or at least not a killing blow right there as we reach the 3-minute mark. Here comes the Shatter out from Sentimental, comes in with the charge. Pika ends up getting taken down by the charge as Incubus takes out Mikey. Kagura ends up getting the shot on to Sozin right there. It's a 5v4 fight, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and wait it out. 2 minutes, 45 seconds for the side of Game of Thrones. Going to go ahead and wait for their tanks to get back into the fight. Cal, it looks like Game of Thrones playing a lot more passively this time around. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think they have to. I think Horn Beast is playing the main healer now with the Ana, and the Ana nades, or the nano nades, anti-nades, is stopping them from going in. And last time it actually killed the Zarya, that anti-nade. So the Ana is a big player right now for Horn Beast.
Hey, I really believe they should call them nano nades. That would be
so much better.
Incredible name. Shatter coming out from Mikey right there. Ends up cleaning up a majority of Horn Beast right now. Chibi Kitty on the point. It looks like they're the only ones nearby. Oh, nope. I'm seeing Sozin there in the back line. Sights came out. Kagura getting the double kill there on Chibi Kitty and Sozin, especially with the Sonic Arrow. Goodness gracious. And it looks like that is going to be a point captured for the side of Game of Thrones. Now 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Looking into the chat right now, we see Wheezy did nothing in the chat rooting for their team since they're not playing this match. Good to see you with us playing, Wheezy. Around in the chat for some more stuff. It's just kind of Pika. Yeah, Pika's not going to be with this team very much longer due to them climbing out of silver and staying in gold. Now, as you may not know, we don't pull people like as soon as you get to like 2001. It's like, oh nope, no, you're on the gold team. Doesn't really work out that way, because just because you touch gold doesn't mean you stay in gold. And Pika has shown that they can hold on to that gold placement right there, and so they will be moving up to a gold team in the near future. That means Game of Thrones is going to have to deal with some more growing pains as they have another DPS coming in, but Mikey getting the Shatter right there, ends up getting 3 down, taking down 2 so far. Charvy and Sozin take down Mikey and Trippy Ninja, though, as they come into the fight, but it looks like we're still going to see Game of Thrones end up taking that second point. As I was saying, Mikey coming in as the main tank now, just doing an incredible job for Game of Thrones, so I wonder if Game of Thrones has something up their sleeve for a DPS. It looks like Chibiki asking for a pause. Because we had a DC from Incubus. Unfortunate. That is always the hardest part about these games, folks. Remember, we are the Overwatch Cavalry Club, not Overwatch Contenders, not OWL. We're all playing from our own homes, and so DCs are just an inevitable part of the game. So, Cal, why don't you go ahead and give us an analysis of what do you think what you think about the game so far.
Well, the chat's talking about it. I think we all see it. Pika, he's kind of showing that he's in a different division at this point. He's dominating a lot of this game. But a big part of that is also Horn Beast comp, and they have no real counter to a Genji right now. They have no Winston, they have no McCree. The best bet was the Ana for a sleep, who just switched over to a Moira, who can damage him through Reflect. So we'll see if this helps out at all. And Chibi Kid also with the Zarya, but that requires really good tracking. It's hard to hit a Genji.
All right, well, here comes the Graviton out from Sways as well as the Blade from Pika, and not having the beat drop came in, but it's not going to... Oh, no. The beat drop came in from Trippy Ninja. I was for sure Charby was going to drop the beat right there to try to at least prevent some of that damage, but it's not going to end up happening, as essentially a team kill comes in for the side of Game of Thrones. Beat drop now coming in for Charby as they try to retake control of the point. 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Shatter coming in from Sentimental, looking to try to take out Mikey. Ends up coming in from Amano Yuki onto Trippy Ninja. Just a boostio in the wrong place at the wrong time. Probably was aiming for Mikey, but ends up working out anyway as Trippy gets the punch kill on Incubus and the boop kill on Chibi Kitty. Wow. Who says a boostio don't do work?
That boostio just cleaned up right there. Great fight. Great fight by Horn Beast. I thought they were going to get it. Unfortunately, they don't think they focused on Amayuki. Amayuki was sitting back in the main, just shooting off non-stop healing darts, hitting every single one. They shattered 3 people, and none of them died because Amayuki was just on top of it. Every single person they were shooting, she was shooting.
Yeah, Amano was
doing
an
She's a girl,
incredible
right?
job. I was a guy, but Anna's a girl. Totally got what you're saying there. But Amano, as we were seeing last week, just doing an incredible job with those anti-nades, using them either for the benefit of the team, either in attack or on defense. And right now, just doing a great job supporting the team, even with the misfire of the Nano onto the Lucio. Trippy Ninja was still able to get a couple of kills, which was the part that kind of surprised me the most, because I was like, wait, what? Like, you expect a Lucio, it's like, oh, okay, so it was a misfire, no big deal. But then Trippy started getting kills, and I was like, wait.
Took advantage of the Nano, whether it was accident or on purpose. He made it work.
Troll? Are we getting trolled here? Where's Ashton Kutcher?
Well, it looks like Game of Thrones is coming out with a nice fun strat right now with the Symmetra and the Bastion, Orisa top ground. This is a hard thing to beat unless you really counter it hard. It can get very annoying for the enemy team.
All right, well, let's see if they can make it happen. We're going to see Mikey in on the Orisa now. Everybody kind of switching up their positions. I guess the one thing that we're seeing now for the side of Game of Thrones is the 2 off healers. Thankfully, they do have Kagura on the Bastion who can self-heal Sways with the shielding that can heal if the shielding doesn't go into the health portion right there. And it looks like they're going to make them work for it. Sozin and Incubus coming in on the Soldier and Reaper right now. Sentimental and Chibi on the Rhine, Zarya and Twitchy with the Moira and Lucio. Long left flank to try to get onto that high ground, but honestly, I don't know if it's going to be successful. And right now, they're just not moving.
They're just hanging. And from first impression,
Jack,
I do not think this comp is going to be able to beat what they have.
How they're going to get past. Oh, I think they were waiting.
There they go. Here, they're making that move.
I think that's what they were waiting for. Chibi Kitty, ends up falling off the side. Got to watch that positioning on that railing. I have seen that way too many times to count, unfortunately. The Metro turret's going up onto the high ground as Incubus gets BMX onto Pika, looking to get on the low ground, trying to take somebody out as much as possible, using the Symmetra turret. Kagura now back on the high ground, raining down bullets from above, ends up taking down Incubus, but Sozin takes down Mikey. Pika falls to Sentimental as Sozin takes out Kagura. The rest going to come in from Amano onto Kagura as Sways gets a double kill on the Sentimental and Charby. And it looks like we are going to continue to see Game of Thrones hold control. Here comes the tag visor out from Sozin, looking to land a shot, ends up taking out Amano Yuki. That's going to be a huge shot. Looking to take out Trippy Ninja, but ends up getting taken out by Pika. during the tag visor. Kagura ends up falling up on Chibi Kitty, and with 2 minutes on the clock, Kagura Ore also going to take out Incubus and push back the rest of the team with 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock. Everything is now reset up for the side of Game of Thrones to continue to hold this point. Cal, in the world would counter this?
Well, they just need to group up right now. Honestly, the comp can work. They just showed it that last push. Their comp can counter it. They need to do exactly what they just did and not lose Chibi Kitty this time. But they need to go get high ground from them. I'm not sure this main push is going to work at all. They need to.
All right. Well, it seems like they're kind of going back and forth, trying to get an idea of how to go in there. Twitchy trying to get a little bit of ult charge right there, using the death balls to throw into the corner. Definitely would touch a lot of butts that way. Sentimental coming up on the shatter as well. Going to be huge if they can get it off without their teleporting out. Sways on the Symmetra. Here comes the barrier though. Bomb goes into the tunnel. Doesn't end up getting anybody, but due to the Rhine shield protecting the back line, ends up allowing the rest of the team to take out everybody in the front. And right now, Sentimental, the only one left, going to get taken out by Pika. And folks, that is going to be another team kill, although not announced, for the side of Game of Thrones. 30 seconds now on the clock, and
I don't know if that was
right now,
on purpose or on accident. 900 IQ Symmetra wall right there. Both choke points were perfectly walled off with an impenetrable shield. That was a quick stop on that point. I think Horn Beast had the right idea about going high ground with Lucio in this death ball comp, but they couldn't get close enough with those Symmetra shields, unfortunately. She really saved the day right there.
As you said, like, there was a 2-point defense right there, and that's really what made it work. Incubus going to start things off as overtime takes away, getting the Blossom kill onto Amana Yuki, but Mikey going to take out Incubus. It's 5v5 right now, make that 4v5 as Pika takes out Chibi Kitty. Gura following up on Twitchy and Charby as Sways takes out Sentimental. Pika following up on Sozin. That's going to be a team kill and a map captured again for the Game of Thrones. 3-0 right now, taking another series away here in the Silver Division. Play of the game going to Kagura because everybody loves a Bastion.
And I thought for sure Incubus had it right there when he just took out the Mercy. But then you see Mikey with the headshot on Incubus. Mikey coming in with another clutch main tank play and taking out a Reaper.
And honestly, I feel like people misunderstand an Orisa so well. Like, if you don't play Orisa, you don't know. But if you play Orisa, then you know how deadly she can be. Because people think, oh, like, Orisa just goes for body shots. No. Like, yeah, my bullets don't do a lot of damage, but if I hit you in the head enough, like, you're going to fall pretty quick. And I send out a lot of those bullets at one time. Like, I'm just like a downplayed Bastion. So, as you said, Mikey showed it right there. Just able to get that headshot onto Incubus, and it was it from there. So that is going to be the series for tonight. Game of Thrones taking away the 3-0. But can we see Horned Beast at least take one victory tonight as we go on to our last map, Volskaya Industries, as we are preparing for that? Go ahead and start thinking about who are going to be tonight. Cal, who do you got in mind so far for tonight?
Right now, Pika obviously is playing at a very high level, both with the Mei and the Genji, which are very different characters. So for him to have both those down so well is pretty impressive to see. Also, Amayuki with the healing and the Trippy Ninja last game did an amazing job on the Lucio. Seemed to have a beat drop every time Horn Beast got close to wiping the team. There comes Trippy Ninja with the beat drop to save him.
It's just really working out for them right now. And looking in the chat, yes, again, I understand that seeing some differences in level right here, but I got to be honest with you. I have had comp matches against, what's it called? Why is the word escaping me right now? Smurf, like Masters and Grandmasters, all right? You have that one person that you think can really carry the team. But it's not just that. I have, as a gold and a platinum player, I have shut down Master and Grandmaster Smurfs, because if the team is not cohesive, if they're not working together and they're just trying to use brute force to try to hold on to things, it's not going to work out for them. So by saying that Game of Thrones is really just winning because Pika is in gold, I don't think it's the case. Game of Thrones has put a lot of work into their practices, have been working with their coaches, such as Widowfaker, have been learning strategies above their tier and using them in matches against other teams that may not be practicing as much, may not be doing what they need to do to stay in line with the level that Game of Thrones is wanting to play at. So
You said it, Jack.
We will see. I mean, it's not that they haven't lost a map. All right, I'll go back into the stats right now. Let's see. Game of Thrones. They lost Busan, Horn Beast last time they played. They are unbeatable. All right, folks, they are not unbeatable, I assure you. And we have seen this time and again in Silver. Actually, right now, I think in every division, we have that one team that's kind of like OP above the rest of them. And it's not so much that they're OP, it's just that they're working together better. They put in the practice, they put in the time reviewing VODs, seeing what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right, and adjusting so. And so, if all of the teams start doing that, we have seen teams really even out before, to where every match looks like it's going to a game 5 every single time. You don't know how it's going to end up. So I firmly and incredibly believe that Horned Beast can at least walk away with one victory tonight. So Danks, go ahead, start it up as we go to Volskaya Industries. Cal, you got anything else to add on that? I know I kind of went on a little
you
rant
said it,
right
man.
there.
No, it's all good. I was very interested in what you're saying, man. You said it correctly. At the end of the day, it's a 6v6 game. So even if you have one person on the team who is incredible, if you focus them down and you work, you're gonna be able to beat that person. One person cannot take out 6. And also, unfortunately, for a Horn Beast, I don't think they're countering Genji too well right now. They haven't pulled out a Winston very often. They haven't pulled out a McCree, anything to CC him. Pharah Reaper is not a huge counter. Their heals are a little slow, which are easy for Genji to dive on. I think maybe this comp is complementing Pika's level of play a little more.
All right, well, let's see what happens here. It's not started it up yet. Are we still waiting for swaps, or what's going on here, folks?
It looks like Pika's going to be sitting this one out, so we're going to see a Game of Thrones without
I know
him.
that. So there we go.
Maybe looking to show chat what's up.
All right. Into our chat right now.
Excited to see what Incubus and Sozin come out with. Sozin's been super impressive as the Pharah.
It looks
and
like
as
we have a
Hiscan.
player having issues, which is why we haven't started. Everyone is good to go now. Thank you for bearing with us. We're going to go ahead and get started on Volskaya Industries.
Initiating match.
All right, looking in the chat. Widow says it's all about the new gaming chairs. Honestly, though, I you know what? I have to be honest a little bit. I feel like my recliner has really helped me play better. I have to be a little bit honest on that. Now, as many of you know, I'm an Xbox player, so I don't play on PC. I don't do the whole small screen keyboard very often.
Ready for battle.
Apparently, I'm supposed to ask my wife how the office chair is. How's the office chair? So, the other thing is that my TV is well positioned above the above, like there's a mantle above my fireplace. That's where it sits. So when I sit in the recliner, I sit a little back so that I don't have to keep my head tilted up to look at the the screen the whole time. So it puts me in a comfortable position where I can really work things out. So I don't know. Maybe
a fireplace
Game of
and
Thrones
a
got
recliner.
chairs.
Fancy
Can't use
Jack.
my fireplace, but and my recliner I picked up for free. But I mean, hey. All right, it looks like we're having some DC. Whoa, a lot of DC issues. I have no idea what is going on.
I don't believe my queue
That's
is in
an
this
ultimate
game, so I think it
TV
might have
place
just
tips
left.
poggers. That is it is nice. I didn't specifically buy the TV for that positioning, but when we moved in here, I was like, yeah, that's where it's going. It's perfect.
Nice.
All right.
I'm super excited to see just what the Horn Beasts are going to do now that Pika really isn't in the picture. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the thing. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of potential coming out from the Horn Beasts. You know, so I really think this might be their time to showcase it.
I completely agree with you there, Lautrax. I'm trying to I'm really trying to figure out how they can well counter this. I mean, if they look at some of the things that Cal has been saying, you know, with Pika being so kind of full in the DPS position, there are definitely a lot of different ways to counter the characters they've been playing, and Hornbeast really hasn't been taking advantage of that. With Pika out of the picture now, we can see if the chat is does Pika help Game of Thrones hold on to their victory? Is that the reason they lost that one match on Busan, because Pika wasn't playing? I don't remember if Pika was playing that match, so I have no idea. Like, there's so many variables, I'm saying, in an Overwatch match.
Before I hop off, yeah, I just want to say you were absolutely right. Just because you have a high ranked player doesn't always mean that they're going to win. Back to you guys.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get things started here on Vizcaya Industries. Game of Thrones on the attack once again with Sways and Kagura coming in on the Widow Tracer. And we got Darius Fulton in as the main tank this time around with Stress on the Zarya and Darius on the Reinhardt with and Amano Yuki in on the Ana Lucio. They have pushed past the choke as Sways gets the headshot onto Twitchy to start things off. 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock as they push into the point. Sozin and Incubus in on the Hanzo and Pharah right now, trying to really get some damage in there, trying to take out somebody, but it looks like they're having a really difficult time. Sozin ends up taking out Sways, but Kagura gets Incubus. Darius Fulton following up on Sentimental. Sozin ends up getting Amana Yuki, but Stressed will follow up on Sozin as Wheezy gets the boob kill onto Chibiki. And that is going to be a point A captured. It looks like who is now the main tank for this match was trying to come in, ends up taking out Kagura, but Darius Fulton gets the tackle onto Twitchy right there. A grab from the side of Game of Thrones. 6 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. What do you got, Cal?
I love this comp that Game of Thrones coming out with. As a Widowmaker, I love seeing Widow, especially on this map. Once you can get through the choke and you can start fighting on point, it's just open season for Widowmakers. Loving the duel between Sozin and Sway also. Sozin seems to have the upper hand right now, but we'll see if that switches around later in this game.
Absolutely. It's always interesting to see the combination of Widow v Hanzo. Like, you think because Widow has the scope that she'll do better, but if you're a decent Hanzo player, you've got that arc like memorized. And right now, Sozin definitely winning the oof battle as goes exactly for certain what they're doing. 30 seconds have already passed on the clock, and they haven't really pushed in. I'm kind of but now they're gonna. I guess they were just trying to bait out something. I'm not for certain. The shatter comes in from Darius Fulton, but Sozin shuts him down with the storm arrow. Twitchy taking out Sways. Well, I think that maybe that's what happened. Sways switching over to the Sombra. Stress ends up taking out Incubus right there, which is good for them, but with the advantage, we're gonna see much earlier to the battle than those that they lost, and it looks like Darius able to get back rather quickly. Gonna go ahead and start taking that main tank position again. 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Here comes the Graviton out for Stress along with the Pulse Bomb. Pulse Bomb, Fire Strike combo takes out Twitchy and Incubus right there as the Transcendence comes out for Chibiki to try to hold on. Excuse me. Darius Fulton taking out Sentimental as Sways takes out Chibiki after the Transcendence. Darius Fulton following up on Charby. The only one near the point right now is Sozin. Twitchy now touching the point. Comes in with the Shatter. But the Barrage now coming in from Incubus gets the double kill on the Shatter. Takes out both Wheezy and Darius Fulton. But Stress ends up taking out Twitchy. Incubus falling to Sways. The continued control of the point. EMP coming out for Sways as Sentimental gets the hard reset. Stress taking out Charby right there. First pick now going to Game of Thrones right there. As we see now, Sozin coming in as the Tracer ends up getting hacked and nope, still in the fight. Sway's getting the double kill right there onto Twitchy and Chibiki. Darius Fulton getting the double kill on Sozin and Incubus. Second tick now for Game of Thrones. 4 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Graviton coming out for Sentimental, but not a lot of follow-up as Sways takes out Charby. Sentimental trying to hold on as long as possible, but gets taken out by Stress. 4 minutes on the clock. Shoot, I'm stressed right now with everything going on. We see, excuse me, Twitchy charging to the point, but ends up getting taken out of position. Shatter and Sleep Arts coming down. Just all sorts of things going on the point. Game of Thrones just continuing to hold on. Those little tick percentages going up and up and up. Stress taking out Incubus. Charby falling to Kagura. The Graviton coming out on Sentimental, ends up taking out, or Kagura gets the kill onto Sentimental right there. Sways taking out Sozin, and we're going to finally see Game of Thrones take point 2 here on Volskaya Industries with, I believe, just about 3 minutes left on the clock. Cal, take it away.
And breathe, Jack. Man, that was about 4 fights rolled into one. It was so hard to analyze that whole thing. Obviously, I wanted to start out by that whole hesitation by Game of Thrones that we were talking about. I think what you saw was Sway switching over to the Sombra, and they were waiting for her to get in position. But unfortunately, it's a lucky sonar arrow by Sozin was able to catch her going left side, and that whole plan kind of fell apart right there. Unfortunately for Horn Beast, it seems like they had the advantage by killing Darius Fulton on the Rhine, and they had the Sway dead also on the Sombra, but they just let the entire team sit by their choke or sit by this large health pack on the right and let them regroup. And once they regrouped, Game of Thrones never died again. And that was a big problem for Horn Beast.
Absolutely. I apologize for that at the end, folks. My family has been having some throat issues lately. I was hoping that I would be able to hold on through the stream, but it looks like I'm getting a little scratchy as we get here towards the end, but we will do our best to power through as much as possible. Now we're going to go ahead and see Horn Beast on the attack. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left of Game of Thrones. So they were able to, they took quite a bit of time, I have to say, as Chili Vanilli in chat saying commendable trickle. They wasted about 2 minutes. Touch point, about 2 minutes, 30 seconds actually. They were able to hold off Game of Thrones.
Oh, very good trickle. Very good job by Incubus and by, I believe it was Sozin maybe on the Tracer getting in there. Really good job of wasting some clock time. Give them a little bit of...
What was really surprising was when Twitchy charged in, and then all of a sudden you see Twitchy flying off the right side. Like, I've seen this happen before. It usually happens when a Rhine gets booped while charging, and then the other Rhine swings their hammer at the incoming Rhine, and then they just fly. And it's so crazy to watch. But right now, Game of Thrones holding an incredible defense, getting the double kill and the shatter already out for Darius Fulton. Ends up securing the point right there. 3 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock, completely shutting down Horn Beast right there to start things off. Walk me through that fight. How was Darius able to get that?
That was such a quick team kill, man. It was just like the last ice cubes in the cup. They hold on for a second, then all at once they go knocking down. And that was what was happening. Incubus needs to take out this hit scan. He's able to get in there without a mercy, though. So he needs to take down Kagura quick if he wants to stay alive.
All right, well, let's see if they can make it happen. Sozin and Incubus still trying to get some damage in. Twitchy right there. Oh, the Shatter coming out from Sentimental, ends up getting both tanks as Incubus takes down Amanayuki. The Dragon Strike coming in from Sozin, ends up splitting up the team. Ways the only one in on the point as Incubus ends up taking out Stress. Darius trying to take down Sentimental, but Shibiki in on the brig, coming out with the rally, trying to make something happen. Sways coming out with the barrage, ends up getting eaten up by Twitchy as Sentimental ends up taking down Darius Fulton. Sways and Wheezy, the only ones near the point right now, trying to contest as long as possible, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out as they go ahead and pull out. First pick going to go there from Kagura right now, trying to get Horn Beast off the point, but with that shield and with the Diva, there's no way they're going to be able to do much of anything. Ends up taking down Incubus, but that's about it. Shibiki follows up on Kagura, and that's going to be a point capture. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock here for the Horn Beast. Cal, what do you got?
Oh, that was a very greedy tack visor by Kagura right there. Thankfully, he got Incubus with it, and it creates a stagger for Horn Beast, so they're not able to just steamroll, and they're able to get back in position, but if he wouldn't have, that might have been trouble for Game of Thrones.
That was definitely interesting. Personally, I probably, as the soldier, trying to contest on the point with the tack visor is the difficult part, especially when you've got a Diva and a Rhine. One might have been a better solution, trying to get a couple more of those squishies, but hey, they were able to waste their time and able to get at least a kill, and any kill with an ultimate's a good kill. As Twitchy came out with a Diva Bomb, ended up missing. We got a sleepy Twitchy in the back line right there, taking out Incubus. Sentimental ends up falling in that fight as well, and the team gonna get reset. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock for the side of Horn Beast as they look to come in for another push. Looking into the chat, everything is quiet. I wonder if everybody's kind of like on the edge of their seats waiting to see if Horn Beast will be able to take this one. What do you think, Cal?
I think Horn Beast can pull it out, man. I really do. I think they're looking good. I would really like to see a Mercy to complement this Pharah. It's hard to take down a Pharmacy as a soldier, even in the Master's rank. It's a very difficult thing to do. I would really love to see this Pharmacy or Pharah getting healed up there. Right now, it's hard to do with the Baguette and Moira. Really no healing.
Well, it looks like Scrubs for Days in the chat saying Horn Beast has this. So let's go ahead and see if they can make it happen. Indeed, Incubus getting the boop kill on to Kagura to stir things off right there. So it's already a 5v6 fight. Darius Fulton coming in with the shatter. Here comes the barrage out from Incubus, but ends up getting slept and booped to death by Wheezy and Amano. Here comes out the shatter now for Sentimental. Or no, not a shatter. I could have swore I heard a shatter right there, but that's a team kill for sure. Dragon Strike now coming out for Sozin, trying to shore up anyone trying to touch the point, but it will not be needed as they go ahead and grab the point with, I believe, just a little under Game of Thrones time. We'll see that actually 15 seconds less. 3 minutes, 15 seconds for the side of the Horn Beast. Totally able. Way, Isaiah in the chat saying,
absolutely doable by Horn Beast right here. I would love to see a replay of that opening boop by Sozin. They were on the left side of the map, which means that he hit that soldier through the little tiny gap. He must have threaded the needle on that soldier boop, which is pretty impressive by Incubus. I believe it was actually Sozin who did it. I want to say Sozin was on the far right at the time, wasn't he?
No, I think Incubus was on the far right because Sozin's been playing the Hanzo this fight so far. But
okay.
I agree with what you're saying there. Incubus able to get that boop right where it needed to be. I have very few successful boops. On this map, my best boop was on the right exit from the attacking spawn. I was Pharah on the defense, and I was up near the statue. Got a triple boop right off the side.
Gotta love that.
That's like the only best thing I've ever gotten with Pharah when it comes to booping people. Otherwise, I'm just moving people around. It's just like, oh, they shifted a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. All right. So now with the lower time clock, Horn Beast is going to be on the attack once again. We're going to see Sways and Kagura come out with the double hit scan with Kagura in on the McCree and Sways on the Widow. really take control of the skies as much as possible. Incubus playing peekaboo over the choke point right there, trying to get some hits, or at least try to get Sways out of position right there. Sways really staying way far back to try to keep Incubus from sneaking up on them. And the Horned Beast having a difficult time figuring out how they're going to push through this, already wasting just about a minute off the clock as they're still trying to push through the choke point. This fight to engage here, Cal, what do you think is going on for them right now?
They need to switch off this far. She can't stay in the air with both the McCree and the Widowmaker and no mercy. Incubus needs to switch off, or they need to give her some protection. But it's just not going to work for Horned Beast with this comp, I'm afraid.
All right, well,
Twitchy
ended up getting taken out really early right there by Sways. Here comes out the Nano and the Sights, and it looks like the rest of Game of Thrones is going to go ahead and clean up the attack. 1 minute 45 seconds now on the clock for the side of the Horned Beast. Looks like we're going to see some swaps for the side of Game of Thrones. Soden and Incubus switching over to the Widow Reaper. So now they're looking to do some major damage on the choke as well as at a distance. Let's see if they can make those picks happen. I see Sozen right now on the high ground on that side of the choke trying to get a pick, but Sways starts things off by taking out Charby. Going to be difficult to follow up on that as Wheezy takes out Incubus to follow up. So right now, no healers with the tanks, or no, sorry, Chibiki's with the tanks right now, but it's not going to be enough. After the shatter comes out from Darius, take down Twitchy, Sways, Wheezy, and Darius follow up on the rest of Horned Beast right there. And with 50 seconds on the clock, Cal, what would you suggest to Horned Beast right now to try to get past the defense that Game of Thrones is setting up?
I really like Horned Beast switch, actually. The Widow to contest the enemy Widow and the Reaper, so we can play with the other 5 and sort of just sit that deck ball with the Moira, Carvey on the Moira and Twitchy on the Diva. Chibiki is now switched off the Baguette, which I actually like, but Lucio adds a little speed to get the point, and they're still going to be able to go really fast and stay together and get some damage with this comp.
All right, super fast. Here they come as Kagura gets the first kill onto Incubus, now onto Sozen as well. Twitchy ends up taking out Kagura now. It's now a 5v4 fight on the point. Make that 4v3 as Darius Fulton takes out Sentinel. Charby using the Coalescence to take out Sways. Darius gets the T-Mech and kill onto Twitchy as well as taking out Chibiki. The only one near the point right now is Charby, able to use that Wraith to get out there, but Wheezy ends up taking them out with the help of Amano Yuki. Incubus back in the fight, able to touch point and keep overtime clicking, but Wheezy takes him out once again, coming in with the beat drop. High Noon coming out from Kagura, trying to get a shot as the Diva Bomb comes out for Twitchy. Double kill right there, takes out Stressed and Kagura. This might be a life-saving Diva Bomb for the side of Horned Beast right now. As now Twitchy and Chibiki are fighting Wheezy and Darius Fulton. Chibiki gonna end up getting taken out by Darius Fulton though with the charge, as well as the DMAC coming in on Twitchy. Sways ends up getting the headshot onto Mini Diva. Darius Fulton get the fire stick onto Charby. Incubus back in the fight along with Sozen on the Tracer, but Wheezy and Sways not letting those two stay on the point for long, and that will be round 3 here on Volskaya Industries.
That was a nice try.
That was close. It was really close. Charby was trying to at least get that one tick on the point. So this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough for these teams right now because there unfortunately isn't win in sight for Horned Beast. The only thing that they can get now is a tie. Game of Thrones, but totally manageable. Honestly, I always tell people in comp, I would rather take a tie than a loss, mostly because of the comp points, but honestly, it just shows that you're meeting the teams where they're at, and not either team is better.
When you stop the team for a tie, it feels really good, too.
Oh, definitely. Especially when they got that big time bank, and you're like, no. No, you thought this was easy? No. All right. Well, it looks like we're seeing some swap-ups on the teams right now. Cal, why don't you go ahead and give my voice a break? Let me know what's coming in.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So it looks like for defense, we're gonna have Twitchy on the Diva, Charvy on the Morga, Sentimental back on the main tank with Ryan. Incubus is yet to choose, probably going DPS, I'm assuming. Sozin on the Junkrat and Chibiki with Baguette to help out the Ryan right there with the healing. And then for attack, we got Stress on the Zarya, Kagura on the Doomfist, super exciting. Sway on the Sombra, which is changing up a little bit. Wheezy did nothing with the secondary heal on Lucio Amanuki, on main here with Ana, and Darius Fulton taking over the main tank role with Reinhardt.
All right. Well, it looks like Sway is on that Sombra, getting into the backline. Ore kind of calling out what's going on. Ends up getting the hack onto Twitchy to start things off, but ends up getting taken out by Chibiki. And it doesn't look like the rest of the team going to be able to capitalize on that. Sentimental ends up taking out Wheezy. Sozin following up on Darius Fulton. Darius does get the DMAC on Twitchy, but Twitchy takes out a mono as Incubus takes out Stress. Will continue to hold the defense for now. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Looking into the chat, Scrubs for Days saying, Hornbeast needs the Reaper and maybe like a McCree. I think what they've got going for them is actually really good for the defense. You got the Symmetra, Sombra, the Symmetra with the turrets. I mean, even if it doesn't do a lot of damage, it at least slows them down a little bit when they're pushing through the choke. And Sozin on the Junk, like you just spam with Junk. You're gonna hit things. You're gonna do damage. The only thing that it concerns me is with Stress on the Zarya. You can supercharge a Zarya if you're not careful where those bombs are going. Darius able to get the shatter and the double charge kill onto Incubus and Chibikitty. Wheezy gets the kill and DMAC onto Twitchy. And right now, the tire coming out from Sozin gets shut down by Kagura, and Wheezy ends up taking out Sozin. And that's going to be all she wrote here for Volskaya Industries. Game of Thrones walking away with 4-0 tonight against the Horned Beast. So go ahead, blow up the chat. Are interested in being your player of the match tonight. Player of the game going to Darius Fulton. I was actually interested to see a first person of how this went down. Wow.
Game of Thrones showing just how dominant they can be even without Pika. That was a very good showing on that part.
Well, that just proves it, folks. Pika not the big shining star and how Game of Thrones has been playing. It looks like they have got everything really set up for how they are going to manage to do things with losing just about half of their main team. So it looks like they've got people already practicing to fill those roles and may be able to continue a very similar Soul Dynasty season, or at least a burst stage, if you will, with the undefeated streak going on right now. So we have reached that time of the night, folks. It is now time to go ahead and start popping up your players of the match for the evening. Trex, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Ooh, well, honestly, it was a really good set of matches, and the thing is, you know, Pika was playing a great game, but in all honesty, it was just kind of compensating for the things that Hornbeast just needed to take care of. That being said, though, I was actually very, very impressed with Sozin's play. Sozin was, you know, was really showing a lot of potential, being able to be a really annoying DPS, both as a Hanzo and as the Pharah. So I do want to give that particular shout out and player of the match to Sozin. Good tries, man. Good tries.
All right. How about you there, Cal?
I want to give a quick shout out and then a player of the match. My shout out goes to Sway. Sway plays a lot of off tank, and it's hard to notice when an off tank's doing well. I think it's part of the job is when an off tank's doing really well, you don't even notice they're on the field. And she was really doing well with her bubbles and with her diva play. So a little shout out to Sway, but my player of the match does go to Pika for his just dominant performance in those first 3 games.
All right. I would normally throw this over to Danks before I popped mine, but he is kind of in the same place I am, but does not have a voice at all. So if you want to type out who your player of the match is there, Danks, I'll go ahead and let everybody know. But for me, I got to give it to Mikey. Mikey coming on as one of the new main tanks for Game of Thrones, really showing a very forward presence tonight. Just doing exactly as a Reinhardt should be doing, taking space, making space for the team to be able to move freely and do what they need to do. I mean, yes, Pika doing an amazing job on the DPS. The healers doing an amazing job supporting their aggressive tanks. But Mikey, first night you are leaving very good impressions on everyone here. So you are my player of the match for this evening. For Danks, gonna give some love to Kagura for player of the match, I would imagine, for the DPS line that they could totally pull out tonight. Kagura getting a couple of amazing shots on to different characters and doing their best to support their team. So Kagura, you're getting Danks player of the match tonight. So gentlemen, do we have anything else before I go ahead and close us out this evening?
No, man,
great night, Jack.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, yeah, the golds do go up tomorrow. Void gonna try to hold their seat up in the very front against Pro, and then it looks like we're also going to have. It's going to do the plats on Saturday. It's going to be Frost v Ether, so we're going to see if Frost can keep their crown. They've been playing so well at the start of this year, so let's see if they can keep that going. I do want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Please let everyone that we do this. Just know that this is a scrim environment. It's very different. It's very team oriented. And honestly, the more people that we have, the more people we have viewing, the more people we have to do these kinds of things, the more we can give back to you guys in terms of prizes, in terms of giveaways. And speaking of giveaways, we will be giving away the Zenyatta Funko Pop. Just stay tuned as to when we will be doing that. It's going to be a wonderful time. That's really all about it. That's really about it. And I do just want to address one thing real quick. It is one thing to have an incredibly gifted player on your team, but Overwatch is a team game. You do have a carry, or you can have a carry, but your team is the most important. If you can keep them alive, if you can work to just working with them and making sure that you could do the best you can to make sure your buddy's alive, you're going to see far better results. That has been it for me. Captain Jack, anything you got to add before we leave?
I sure do. As you were talking about supporting our community, definitely many different ways to make that happen. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button there at the top. $4.99 will support our community going forward to give you those amazing prizes like the New York Excel custom designed Zenyatta Pop signed by Jonak themselves that will be giving away in the coming days here at OCCS. If you don't want to invest money, invest your time. Feel free to fill out that player or coach application. Players are from Silver through Diamond Division. Coaches are for Masters and Grandmasters. Go to this link in the chat, tinyurl.com/OCCS stream for the Stream Team application. Doesn't matter what rank you are in Overwatch, you can come in, work to be a commentator like myself, Cal, or Loudtrex, work behind the camera like Loudtrex or Peeps, or even just hosting the lobbies is a great help for us, like Danks and so many others within our community. So many different ways to support the Overwatch Cavalry Club. And before we sign off for the evening, I do have to say that this community has brought me a lot of love over the time that I've been here. It has been one of the greatest experiences that I have ever had. I honestly never knew that commentating would even be my thing. Like, I never saw myself being here. If you would ask me like 10 months ago, like, hey, will you ever see yourself as a game commentator? I'm like, hell no. That would never be something that I would see myself doing. But now I am finding myself doing some amazing things outside of OCCS, which is why tonight I'll stream with OCCS. I will no longer be commentating here. It has been a great run, but there are many different opportunities awaiting me that I need to see if I can get there. I need to see if I can get out there and do so. So thank you again, everyone, so much for your love and your support of this community. It has really changed my life and the lives of many others. But this will be the last time you'll be seeing Captain Jack here at the O.C.C.S. So with that being said, we are out of here tonight for our silvers, 4-0 for Game of Thrones versus the Horned Beast. I encourage you to go back and take a look at the match. They were definitely close matches, some of them, but Game of Thrones definitely showing to be the superior team this evening. I am Captain Jack.
That's Cal.
I am
the
Cal.
There we go. I'm Loud T-Rex. Good night, everybody.